Okay, I have been experimenting a lot with AI videos lately, and the results have been truly mind-blowing. Like, it is crazy how realistic these videos have gotten, and what is even crazier is that if you have the right AI tool workflow, then you can make insanely realistic videos just like these in less than 3 minutes. Like, I saw some viral AI dog podcast videos on Facebook, so I tried making it myself, and I can now make these little mini episodes in just 15 minutes. Check it out.
So here is a question. Who has it harder, dogs or humans?
Dogs, definitely dogs.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think most humans realize how easy they have it.
Yeah, if humans want to eat a treat, they just go to the kitchen and eat it. No one makes them do a trick to earn it first, you know?
Yeah, I bet if you made a human do a sit before you let them eat treats, they would lose their minds.
See, isn't it amazing? So here is the workflow that I use to make these videos. My workflow uses 3 AI tools: Google's image generator, Nano Banana, their video generator, VEO, and a lesser known but still very important tool, Flow. And it's kind of funny because honestly, very few people even know that Flow exists. Which honestly makes sense because I think that Google has done a pretty poor job of advertising it, but basically it is their all-in-one image and video generation tool designed specifically for video creators that they have recently given a huge new update to. And it's pretty simple to use once you figure out how to find it. So once logged in, you can just click to create a new project, and then in here you can either generate pictures using Nano Banana, or you can switch to Google's video generator, VEO, to generate videos. And there are 2 simple ways that you can access Flow. The official way is that you're supposed to access it through Google's AI Lab website, labs.google.com. This website contains a directory of all of their experimental AI tools. So if you browse through their different creation tools, you'll be able to find it in here. So this is one way. Or alternatively, an even simpler way is to just do a search for it in Google and boom, you'll find it. Now, to actually use this, you do need a paid Google AI subscription. And so if you don't have one, I recommend that you scroll down the Google Flow homepage, and when you do, you will come to pricing, and you will see that Google are still giving away a 1-month free subscription to their Pro plan for all new accounts. It is a crazy good deal. So if they're still offering it, I highly recommend signing up for it and accessing it for free. And then once you're inside, we can generate our starting video frame with Google's image generator, Nano Banana. Yes, because you see, here's the thing, right? Almost all AI videos are made these days by first creating a still image of the starting frame and then turning the image into a video, because this almost always creates the best result. So we'll be doing that too, and to do that, inside of Flow, just click to create a new project. Then come to the chat menu and select to create an image. You can choose between either landscape image or a portrait image if you're making a mobile video. Then choose how many variations of the image you want Nano Banana to make. Chances are you'll want to pick 4 to give yourself more choices. Then choose which image generator you want to use. You'll want to choose which image generator you want. Right now, I slightly prefer Nano Banana Pro, so I chose that. Then just come and type in whatever you want your starting frame to be. So I decided to generate a picture of a superhero floating in space because I do follow the Marvel Universe movies and TV shows, and I let Nano Banana do its magic. You can see it generated 4 images to pick from, but of course, if I want more, I can hover over any of these images and click the reuse prompt button and then just generate more images. I think it's definitely worth it to generate lots of images to choose from so that you can pick the one that suits the look and aesthetic that you want your video to look like. So I did this a bunch of times and I ended up having a lot of different choices to pick from, although some were absolutely more photorealistic than others. Like, take this image here. This one has a pretty realistic looking face, whereas this one here, visually, it looks really cool and would still make for a cool video, but it definitely looks less realistic. And some images were just not so great, period. Like, take this one, weirdly, the helmet is cracked. And in this one, our superhero looks a lot more like a woman than a guy. So yeah, I think it's good to give yourself lots of choices. Either way, once you have an image you like, you can edit it too. So for me, I wanted to replace that crazy looking space background with something more realistic, just a dark black space background with stars in the distance. So I asked Nano Banana to make this change, which it did, no problem. And then I also wanted it to make that suit look more realistic. So I explained to Nano Banana that it looked too perfect and I wanted it to add more texture to it along with imperfections, which again, it added just fine. So then, once you got your image looking the way that you want, just click download and export it and upscale it. And for realistic videos, you can choose either 2K or 4K, both work fine for our needs. And by the way, here are some advanced Nano Banana prompting tips used by advanced AI video creators to get the best starting frames. So the first tip is that you can use Nano Banana's editing tools to specify specific changes. So I used the selection tool to highlight this light on our superhero suit, and I asked Nano Banana to remove it, which it did. Then I used the selection tool to highlight a section of the image, and I asked Nano Banana to add the planet Earth into the background, which again it did. And then I switched to the drawing tool and drew some dots on the picture, and I asked it to replace the dots with stars, and again it did this for me. And here is another very helpful tip. So if you ever want inspiration to help you create your scenes, a popular way to do that is to create a free account on a different AI image generator website, Midjourney, and to browse through their free public gallery. You can even do a search for specific images too. So let's say I wanted some inspiration for generating a Roman soldier. Well, I can search directly for Roman soldiers within their library, and it's free to do this, by the way. You don't even need a paid account. And it was super helpful because if you find an image like I did here, you can download it and then you can upload it back into Nano Banana through Google Flow and ask it to use this as a style and aesthetic guide to generate a new picture for you. So then, let's now turn our AI images into videos using Google's video generator, VEO. So back inside of Flow, come and start a new project, and this time choose VEO from the list. Now, you will want to use the latest version of VEO, which right now, as of me filming, is 3.1. However, as you can see, there are multiple versions. First, there is quality mode. This is the best model that produces the highest quality clips with the most accurate prompt adherence and the best detailing. These right now cost 100 credits. Whereas the fast mode still produces excellent clips that aren't quite as good, but they are significantly cheaper. On Google's Pro AI plan, right now, these cost just 20 credits per clip. Or like me, if you have an account on the Ultra AI plan, then you can generate VEO fast videos at a slightly slower pace in the low priority queue for free, which basically means you can generate unlimited AI videos. It's a crazy good deal, but on the flip side, this is their most expensive plan. So whether being able to generate unlimited AI videos is worth it or not is up to you. Either way, once you've chosen your model and how many clips you want to generate, you'll be able to choose between frame mode or ingredients mode, but for the best results, most people just use frame mode. So once selected, just upload the starting image frame that we made with Nano Banana. Then once it's uploaded, choose for it to be the starting frame. Then once you've done that, just type into the prompt box what you want the scene to show and how you want it to play out, and then just click submit and let it do its AI magic. Now, obviously, I sped this up, but in total, even in low priority mode, that's slower, it took just over 1 minute for it to generate 4 different clips. So here was my favorite of the 4 clips. And for the sake of comparison, here is the same video prompt again, but this time made with quality mode turned on. And honestly, for this particular clip, I can't actually tell much of a difference. And in fact, in some ways for this clip, I kind of prefer fast mode. So I think a good idea is that if you're creating something like, say, a movie where you want to have the very best clips possible, that you draft your scenes and that you storyboard your scenes and you test your prompts using the fast mode of VEO on the Ultra plan for free. And then you can use quality mode after you've already used fast mode to figure out your prompts and your scenes, and you can then choose between these two which one gives you the best clips. But on the other hand, if you're just creating, say, a YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok video, then I reckon you're probably fine using just fast mode most of the time, because for standard content videos, they don't have to be perfect, you know? You can also get characters to talk in your videos. So remember earlier that podcast between the 2 dogs? Well, I generated that picture with Nano Banana and I uploaded it into Flow and explained in my prompt that they were podcasters having a conversation, and I specified what they were saying to each other, and check out what it made.
So here is a question. Who has it harder, Dogs
Mhm.
or humans?
Dogs, definitely dogs.
It was perfect. I loved it, although I did try it again a few times to see what would happen out of curiosity. And for some clips, it really did struggle. Like sometimes it would just completely switch up which dog was talking. So we'll give it a watch and you'll see what I mean.
So here is a question. Who has it harder, dogs or humans?
Dogs, definitely dogs.
So yes, if your first generation and clip is not perfect, my best advice would be to try again before you assume that there is something wrong with your prompt. Because if you try again, you might get a very, very different result. And by the way, if you are enjoying this video and you are learning something new, please consider giving it a like. Liking my videos does genuinely support the channel, and so I do honestly appreciate it. So thank you if you choose to do so. And here is an important tip. When you're downloading your videos, I recommend keeping them in their original resolution, which right now is 720p. If you download a clip in a higher resolution, then VEO will upscale it. And while this might change in the future, currently it is bad at upscaling clips. Like really bad. So I downloaded this video here in 720p. It isn't super sharp, but it looks normal, right? Well, here's what happens when I get VEO to upscale it for me. If you look at his shirt, the detailing on it looks a little bit weird and shiny. So I recommend that you just stick to the original resolution, and then if you do want to upscale it, you can use a dedicated AI upscaler to upscale it into high resolution. And right now, Topaz AI is the overall best in the industry for this, and it's what I personally use for my AI videos. So for example, I popped this clip into my Topaz Video Upscaler app that I have installed on my computer, and I set the resolution to be 2 times, and then I exported it. And now check it out. It looks nice, crisp, and sharp without that shininess. And if we put both videos side by side, I think you'll see what I mean about how the Google upscaled version just looks oddly shiny with the clothing details. But do keep in mind, upscaling clips is optional. I've seen lots of creators honestly get massive traction by just using 720p resolution AI clips, especially short form creators on platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube Shorts. So depending on how you plan to use your videos, you can just keep them as is. But either way, now that we know how to generate videos, let's discuss some advanced generation options that top AI creators are using to get the best results. So here is something pretty cool. If you open up a video that you have generated, you'll get access to advanced editing tools. For example, you can click the camera icon and choose from options. So one thing you can do is change the camera position or motion. So I selected to have it orbit low instead of doing its current panning motion. And when it's done, it'll show up in your generation history. So check it out, right? This clip here that I'm playing, this was the original clip that I started with, a different version of that Roman soldier video from before. And then here is the new version, this time with the orbit set to be low. The animation stays the same, it's just the camera motion that has now changed. And there is something else that you can do that I want to show you too, and that is that you can insert or remove something in the video. So for me, I use the insert button to get VEO to add a legion of soldiers into the background of this clip. And check it out, it added them in off to the right of the clip, and they're even marching, which is very cool. And there is another feature you should know about, and that is the extend feature. With this selected, you can explain to the AI how you want to extend the scene, and then it will generate a new 8-second clip for you that follows on directly from your first clip. But I will be honest, this feature is not currently amazing. Like the first 8 seconds it made for me in the frame to video mode was fantastic and looked pretty realistic. But then it generated the new 8-second clip from scratch. And not only was the transition not very smooth, but it just kind of looked a lot more like CGI. But it's probably worth keeping an eye on this because I reckon in the future, as AI video evolves, this feature might get a lot better. So then, now that I've got my clips, I'm going to show you how I edit them together by using an AI-powered video editor. And honestly, you can just use any AI-powered video editor that you have or want to use, since I'm pretty sure that all of them have these same features that I'm going to show you now. So if you like the all-time classic Adobe Premiere, you can use that. Or if you like DaVinci Resolve, since after all, it is a free video editor, which is an amazing bargain, you can use that too. Personally though, I like to use CapCut since I find it very beginner friendly to use. So I will be using this for my tutorial. They do have a 30-day free trial on their website if you want to try it out and follow along with me. But either way, start a new video project in your video editor of choice and upload any videos that you want to edit. So first up, I'll show you how you can remove the music from an AI video and to isolate the voice. And this is important to know because, for example, let's say that I have this clip here with my superhero character talking, but I don't like the music that VEO added into the scene.
Oh no. What are we gonna do now?
Well, what I can do is add this clip to my video editing timeline and then go to the audio settings. There are a bunch of AI features that you can do to edit or enhance the audio, but for this, we will want to click the speech isolator and then choose to isolate the speech. And so here is our new clip, this time without the background sounds.
Oh no. What are we gonna do now?
Plus, another editing tip that you probably will want to know is how to trim videos to get rid of any awkward bits. Because as you may have noticed, a lot of AI clips will have some sort of weird awkwardness at either the beginning or the end or both that you probably want to get rid of. For example, I created another clip of my AI dog podcast, and while the parts where the dog is speaking were good, the rest of it I needed to cut, especially the ending. Like, check it out and you will see what I mean.
No one makes them do a trick to earn it first, you know?
So editing out any dead air or awkward bits is easy. Just add a clip to your video editing timeline, then zoom in on it, and with your cursor, find the edge of the bit that you want to cut out and place your timeline marker there, then click the split button, then select the awkward bit of the clip and click the delete button. And now it's gone. So just go ahead and do that for any other bits that you want to remove. So for example, I removed a section of my clip at the end too, and so now check it out.
No one makes them do a trick to earn it first, you know?
Very cool, right? However, I am not done quite yet because I also wanted to change the dog's voice. And by far the most popular way to do this right now is to use 11 Labs. And here's how you do it. First, with your clips on your video timeline, come and click export. Then untick the video export and make sure that audio export is selected and then export the video as an MP3. Then come to 11 Labs. This is the most popular AI voice generator currently. You will need a subscription to use it, and for me, their lowest cost $5 plan was all I needed, so that is what I got. Then once logged in, click the voice changer tool and then upload your MP3 clip into it and then click voices. So for me, I filtered the results to show English speaking voices that are male, and then I typed into the search that I wanted a podcast voice. Then I listened to the voices to find the one that I liked. And so then after I chose it, with the default settings turned on for it, I clicked to generate the audio, and once it was finished, I then downloaded this clip. And I came back to CapCut, and I right-clicked my clip of the dog, and I selected to separate the audio from the visuals, and then I selected the audio, and I clicked to delete it. And then I uploaded the new audio file of the presenter speaking from 11 Labs, and I placed it in the video timeline under the dog video. And so now here is the new clip featuring the dog's new voice.
No one makes them do a trick to earn it first, you know?
And this can be super handy for two reasons. Firstly, sometimes you just don't like the AI voice that VEO chooses for your character and you want to change it. But secondly, if you're combining clips together, chances are the characters' voices are going to be different from clip to clip because they're separate generations, and so you want to have a consistent voice across all of your clips. And so here's a completed video timeline of that 30-second podcast clip that I showed you at the start of this video that had consistent voices for each dog. I did that by isolating each dog's voice and then changing it in 11 Labs. And so now I have a completed video that I can download and upload to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. And downloading it is actually quite simple. Just click export and give your clip a name, and this time turn both the video and audio option on, and you're done. So then, if you'd like to learn even more Nano Banana tricks that I personally use, be sure to watch my next video here on screen, and I will see you in the next video.